delivering props for our next talk. A key part of cloud computing is really in delivering on-demand IT services in a model where those services could be coming from now a variety of different partners in what some would call a cloud supply chain, what our next speaker would call a cloud value chain. So it becomes increasingly important that cloud customers understand their cloud value chain, and that really is the focus of our next talk. Jan Jackman is Vice President of Global Cloud Services at IBM, where she leads IBM's global cloud service sales, ecosystem, and go-to-market across IBM's global technology services. It's a pleasure to welcome to Cloud Connect, Jan Jackman.
Thank you. So I'm going to change gears a little bit from talking about the technology to really talk about the go-to-market. Whether you're an enterprise that's looking to partner with a cloud technology provider or service provider, or whether you're part of delivering that cloud value, all of us are here to figure out how we make money and how do we increase value for our business. So in the next 15 minutes, what I'm going to do is take you through the approach that we've used to look at the ecosystem and how we deliver that value to our clients. And hopefully what you can glean from that is how would you apply this given the context of where you are in your business and what you want to accomplish. So if you look at this survey, this was just recently completed by our IBM Institute of Business Value in conjunction with the Economist Intelligence Unit. And what this did, it was a survey of over 572 global business and technology users, and they were looking at how cloud could impact their business. What's really changed here and what's different than many of the previous studies is 6 of the 7 top priorities were businesses looking at how to use cloud to really improve their value chain and their way to reach end users and improve their business. And what came out of the survey was very interesting. In fact, what it showed is that there's 3 types of customers that are looking to optimize cloud. One is looking to optimize their value chain, so it's really a cost and improvement from a cost perspective. But the other 2 look to either change their position in the value chain, and so they got a bigger piece of that value chain, or they looked at a disruptive play where they completely redo the value chain. So at the end of the day, enterprises are looking to figure out how to use cloud effectively in any of those 3 models. This IDC path then says, okay, if we look at what the end user wants and who the buyer is of our cloud technology, how do you go about really putting together the ecosystem that can deliver that end value to the end customer, be it a consumer or be it an enterprise customer? And so really you have to look at how do you line up your partners to go from where you are to how do you achieve this value and deliver this value to the end user, really tied back to how do enterprise want to consume this and improve their businesses. So as we took a look at how we would go after this, we really found that you couldn't create just one view of how you partnered in this world of cloud. We really broke it down into there's 5 segments or sub-segments of cloud providers, and how do you figure out where you play, and then who do you partner with in order to leverage and exploit this value. So the first is a cloud application provider. This is the SaaS companies, the people that actually build end user applications and deliver it as a service out to the end user. So they make their money on selling the application in a per-use model. The second type of ecosystem or cloud characteristic is the cloud builder. These are typically system integration companies who will take cloud technologies, put it together, and implement a private cloud for end users who then will run and manage that themselves. The third type of cloud player is a cloud infrastructure provider. This type of cloud participant typically offers a hosted, managed, or hosted self-service infrastructure as a service, platform as a service delivery platform onto which cloud application providers could build and run their applications. The fourth segment is really around cloud service solution providers. These are companies that usually have an industry or a particular expertise, such as CRM. So they would use components from an infrastructure provider. They may use applications, but they really deliver end value to the customer around industry or a specific business process. And then the last type of participant would be the cloud technology provider. These companies typically form their business model around selling a technology, a tool, something that would help to build and deliver a cloud in each of these models. And so what's really critical is to say, where do you play in this value chain, and then who do you partner with? So the way we looked at this and looked at the capabilities that we have and said, how will we play and how will we go to market, is we really looked at it in three distinct areas where we play as a cloud provider of technology or service. On the first, on the bottom left, is around being a cloud technology provider. So our Smart Cloud Foundations is our software and our hardware and implementation services and how we go to market in order to help customers build and deploy their clouds, which they run and manage. The second area that we play is through being a cloud infrastructure provider, providing a service delivery platform with information or infrastructure as a service, platform as a service on which others can build and deliver their end value to the customers. And the third place where we play is around being a cloud solution provider. So here we go to market with complete end-to-end solutions like smarter cities, smarter analytics, smarter collaboration. And so for each of these models, as we chose how we delivered end value to the client in terms of how they want to consume the cloud, we then had to step back and say, how do we build an ecosystem around this? So if I take the middle segment that we saw, being the cloud delivery platform, how we began to form our ecosystem here is really we focused on the partners in the cloud technology providers and in the cloud application providers that would need to take advantage of what we're putting together around this cloud delivery platform. So if I take two examples to highlight how partners work with us in this particular go-to-market model, is I'll take first up at the application provider. We have one of our partners called a cloud solution provider called Ovum. And what they do is they have a content delivery application. They target hotel chains, and they're able to deliver content that is personalized in the displays within the lobbies of hotels or personalized as they integrate the hotel information system to content that is delivered in the room. And so in that case, they were the solution provider to the end customer around industry. And what they did is they consumed from us the infrastructure or the cloud delivery platform. So they only pay for the cloud as they use it and as they deploy out to their end customers. The second example of a partner in this model is Nirvanix. Nirvanix is a storage provider. They deliver their technology as a service, but they fall into the cloud technology service provider. And so what they do is they have a service that allows millions of end users, billions of objects, and exabytes worth of data to be accessed and consumed in any geographic location so that it improves performance, geographic reach of getting access to your data in the cloud. So they complemented what we had in our cloud infrastructure as a service with the storage, and it is bundled under our Smart Cloud brand. So in that case, they were a technology provider to us. We go to market as a infrastructure service provider, and we deliver this level of end user value together in the marketplace. So as you can see, with partners like Ovum and partners like Nirvanix and others that are on this page, what we are able to do is deliver to the end user the value much more quickly by being able to fold these partners into where we play, and then how do we together deliver the service in a more optimized fashion. So let me take you now at the next level to say, if I move over into delivering cloud as a solution provider, how did we think about that, and how are we developing our ecosystem around this go-to-market model? So in this case, IBM is delivering a full solution around application lifecycle management. So within our company, this is really led by our application management consulting service. And so they have the consultative value helping enterprises to think through this end-to-end process, from the point of which you develop and test the application, to the time where you deploy it, to the time where you have to do patch management and updates, and it continues, back through this chain. So if you think about the parties that need to participate in order to deliver this end user value, your ecosystem partnerships are very different. You start with thinking through how are you going to move your workload or data across different environments. So if I take, for example, I might want to do my development and test on a public cloud, because typically applications in a public cloud environment don't have data, and so it's a perfect environment to do that. But when I complete that piece, I might want to deploy either in a private cloud behind my firewall, on a hosted managed service, or in a public cloud if the application has the right SLAs that are conducive to that particular environment. So in order to move my application and workload across those environments, we needed a partner, and we partnered with Cohesive FT, because they help you onboard your application in the context of the network and security to the cloud, and then because they work above the hypervisor, you can move that workload across the various clouds. That way you optimize for each step in this process the cost of implementing in that particular aspect of this end-to-end business process. The next thing we looked at is we said, okay, many of our new SaaS partners are building commerce-type applications where they need to do performance testing on the web. So we partnered with SOSTA. What SOSTA does is they allow you to simulate a website being hit by thousands of end users in order to performance tune your app across the cloud. And they use our smart cloud in order to be able to simulate that globally in order to performance tune that application. And then the last step was, once you've developed an application, many applications want to make sure that they can be delivered on any device in any location. And so in that step, we've partnered with Device Anywhere, because what they do as a solution provider is they really allow you to test on any device, so you don't have to set up Androids and iPhones and iPads and iTouches and every other device in the world. They have that environment set up so that you're able to quickly test your application on how it's deployed to the end user device. So as you can see, as you think about the ecosystem now in the context of a business process, it's a very different way to bring your ecosystem partners together. So if you're an enterprise company and you are trying to deliver value or change the value chain in which you participate in your industry, you really need to think through what is that, and then who do you need to partner with in order to move yourself more quickly to that and take advantage. It's back to the study that we looked at the beginning. We found that those companies who are the disruptive value chain players, or the ones that are trying to change their position in the value chain, are typically the ones that monetize the fastest and really take true leverage and top-line growth from a cloud-deployed implementation. So as you start to think about this and start to think about how you apply this within your own environment, you really have to think about, okay, where do I play? So if I am a cloud ecosystem partner in this play, what you need to really think about are those 5 segments that we talked about. where do I fit into the overall cloud, and who do I partner with in order to provide me new opportunity to reach customers I couldn't touch before, to reach geographies that I couldn't reach before, and do the value chain partners that I have help me achieve this and help me monetize faster. Because we all have very precious time, and so picking the ecosystem and thinking about where you play, where others play, and how you deliver this value is absolutely critical to your success in the cloud. If you're an enterprise and you're looking for partners that can help you either create this new extended value you have in your value chain or to be a disruptor in your industry, you really need to look at who can enhance and allow me a quicker go-to-market. So I could build it myself, but would it be quicker if I partnered with a supply chain partner who has the infrastructure as a service and potentially has other partners that they could help me bring together and integrate and get to that top line growth I need more quickly. And then the last thing to look at is if you are an enterprise customer and you have operations throughout the world, where is it that you'd need to look to in order to deploy your service consistently globally? Because a lot of our growth is going to global markets. And if you pick partners that are centralized in one geography, will that allow you to deliver that value to the end user faster? So I hope this has provided you some food for thought in terms of thinking through how you monetize value in the cloud and how you think very thoughtfully about how you partner and move forward with your business. So if you have further questions on this, I'll be out at our booth, and I'd be happy to spend additional time with you from there. Thank you.